Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. You know, we have the new 2024 Toyota coming, and I thought I'd take a look at kind of a comparison between the two. You know, if you're trying to make a decision as to whether to keep your third-gen current gorgeous Toyota Tacoma or trade it off and jump into the new 2024. So let's take a look. These are a few things that I consider when I switch vehicles, right? Particularly if it's a redesign, same brand, same model, but just an update, if you will. First of all, as I mentioned, the current Toyota Tacoma is good looking, right? I mean, this truck is awesome. I think they did such a good job that it makes it very difficult for them to improve on it. It's basically perfect in the way that it looks. It is awesome. Now, the new Tacoma, it's not really bad looking. I mean, I don't have any issues with it. You know, here's a picture of it on the wall. I shouldn't say I don't have any issues. This right here has to go. But otherwise, it's not a bad looking truck. I can deal with it, but it's not quite as gorgeous as what we currently have. Next up is reliability. It's tested, it has good quality. Of course, I'm talking about the current Tacoma. You know, these things will run forever. Toyota's got it down, and they should have. It's been around for 1.5 million years, something like that. You know, Toyota's never very quick to change, so they've gotten it perfected. We don't really know about the new Tacoma that's coming. We hope it's reliable. We hope that they did their homework, due diligence, tested everything out and are using quality parts from quality suppliers, but we won't know. We won't know until there's actually some real people driving these things, putting in some honest seat time. A V6, we got to talk about the engine, right? Because that's what comes up very frequently, at least on my channel. Of course, the current Tacoma, at least it's available. I know you can get a 4 as well, but it has a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine. Works great, only knock to it is their built-in lag. I've talked about how to get rid of that before. The new one, we all know, is a 4-cylinder turbo. I think it's going to be very Ford-like. I think it's going to be adequate, but not knock your socks off. You know, I think you'll exhaust the turbo and then you'll just have a 4-cylinder engine. Now, they do have the hybrid coming, of course, going to bump everything up, torque, horsepower, all that stuff. But something that's been brought up recently in a comment on the channel is what happens when that EV part stops or runs out? They claim it's only going to last a couple of miles. I think what they leave out is that the system is regenerative and it's always recharging. So I don't know that you're really going to run out. But if you do, you're left with just a 4-cylinder turbo. I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. Easily moddable. If you've got a Toyota Tacoma and you're watching this channel, I assume you've done some kind of mod to your truck. From the smallest thing like something aesthetic to something more complicated like regearing or suspension or who knows, it's limitless. Now, on the new truck, we don't really know. How moddable is it going to be? I mean, it's got new systems in it. If you go with the hybrid version, you have to deal with the EV part of it. I don't know. Can you mod it? Are there going to be mods available for it? Well, we know there aren't going to be tons when it first comes out, right? I mean, all the aftermarket people have had years and years to come up with mods for the current generation Tacoma. It's going to be scarce out there, I think, when the truck first comes out. Maybe never. Who knows? Let's talk about money a little bit. Insurance. You know, I don't know how many people actually consider, but insurance is going to be lower on the current truck than the new truck, only because it's less money. And if you've owned it for a while and the value is decreasing and you're keeping your foot out of the pedal and out of other people's trucks or cars, your insurance is probably going to be substantially lower than it's going to be on this new Tacoma. And that's because the new Tacoma is going to be more expensive. It's going to take more to replace it. So obviously the insurance is going to be higher, just something to consider. And while we're talking about money, what if you have your current Tacoma paid off? Maybe you've got a 3rd generation you've had for a while, you made that last payment and you own it. Doesn't have a ton of miles on it, still in great shape and gonna last you for several more years. Now, do you have the funds, the capability to go out and pay cash for a brand new Tacoma, knowing that they're gonna cost a lot of money? Or you're gonna have to take out a loan or lease it or whatever. So now you're gonna have payments all over again. And I only bring this up because of the reliability and longevity of the Tacoma, the current Tacoma. If you've gotten it paid off, and congratulations to you, it'll last you a long time, several years. You don't have to shell out money to somebody else, unlike possibly the new Tacoma. Let's talk about how long it is going to last. You know, that seems to be one of the big questions, particularly with the Turbo 4 that's coming. A lot of people are afraid of the turbos, maybe deservedly so. Is it going to last as long as this generation will? You know, you can get up to 500 or over 500,000 miles on this truck if you take care of it. Are we going to have the same thing with the brand new Tacoma? I don't know, and you know, we won't know that. I love how a lot of these big companies will rate longevity and quality and reliability on new products. I saw something the other day. It was ranking the reliability, or resale value rather, of a new vehicle that had only been out for like a year or two. And it had a 5-year projected resale value. And I thought, it hasn't even been out 5 years. How can you possibly know what it's going to yield? And that's what a lot of the big companies do. They take guesses. And some people out there base their decisions on those guesses. We don't really know. I mean, until the new Tacoma comes out, it's been around for a while, several years. We don't know how it's going to do with respect to longevity and resale value. So I think that's something that you really can't look at. You have to have a truck that's been out for a long time, many, many years, before you have accurate data on that. Anyway, I just wanted to get on, kind of run through those things. Those are the things that I consider, that I am considering, when it comes to buying the next generation Toyota Tacoma. Of course, I am going to buy it, and it's primarily because of what I do with the channel and whatnot. I need to have it for that, but I also do like it. I'm very curious to see what the hybrid version is like. You know, I just got this car. It's a Prius over there. I know, a Prius, right? But man, it is awesome. And the setup in it, it's an EV. Going to be similar, I would think. I mean, there'll be different components and things, but the philosophy will be similar to what's going to be in the Tacoma, right? So I'm really excited. I wasn't at first. Matter of fact, I wasn't going to get the hybrid. But I changed my mind. I'm waiting for that. Mid-2024, unfortunately, is how long I'm going to have to wait. But I'm very excited to experience that. So we shall see. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Do any of these things matter to you? Or you're jumping on the bandwagon and you're grabbing that new Tacoma no matter what? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.